Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? So today I thought we would work in our Inspired Scientist journal. That's the little brown one that we created. And I thought I would show you some things that I did the other day. I had so much fun working with, oh, hold on, my chair's sliding out from under the table. Sorry about that. I hate it when my chair goes one direction and I'm trying to go the other. So, I love to do embossing. So I decided I wanted to play with embossing on darker colors and also lighter color embossing on book pages. So what I did was, and I've never done embossing with my stamps. Or maybe I have. I don't know. So anyhow, I have these stamps that I used when I made I made 2 custom beach journals for a client. And I've never used them since then. So I thought, I want to use those. So I stamped the little jellyfish, and then I took the embossing pen. You know, the little pens that you can get, these little pens. And they come, let's see, where's the one I used? They come in a brush. They come in a brush point, and it looks like this. It's a little chubby one, you know, that you can brush on. So I took the brush one, and I made little fat drops that look like, you know, little water drops. And then I took clear embossing powder and I sprinkled over the whole thing. And I embossed it. And then while it was hot, I sprinkled, I covered just this part. No, I take that back. I did a second coat of the clear just on the jellyfish. Just on the jellyfish. And then I went back and on the jellyfish while it was hot, I did a coat of I have black. It's called, let me see what it's called so I can show you. I think it's called Black Sparkle. I used my bullet pen. Yeah, these pens also come in a bullet tip, which is just a finer tip. And I went over the jellyfish with those. And then I sprinkled it with a combination of Black Sparkle. Well, I want to show you what it looks like. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. That's hiding from me. Here it is. Nope, that's not it either. Good gravy. Here it is. Then I sprinkled the jellyfish with this one. It's called Black Sparkle. And it's got it's mainly black, but then it's got a combination of a couple of other colors in it. So while the jellyfish was hot, now everything else was dry, I sprinkled the Black Sparkle on it. And I let some of it, you know, just go onto the card. And I left it there. And then I dried from underneath. I got the underneath of this. Now, you probably will need tweezers or something to hold this with because it gets really hot when you're drying from underneath. And once I heated up from underneath, what was left on top didn't blow around as much. And then I brought it up and I started very slowly from the side to heat this up. And then I was able to go down from the top onto the jellyfish. So it gave me a look. I want to make sure, I'm trying to make sure you can see it. Let me see if you can see it. There, I think you can see the sparkle. There's sparkle all over the black, and I know black is a little hard. Let me turn off a light here. Hold on. All right, let's see if you can see that better. There, that's better. I turned off one of my lights. There. And there's sparkle. Now you can see it better. So that's how I did that one. And then this one was the sea turtle. And I did the sea turtle very similar. Except the sea turtle was done with, now the sea turtle has several layers on it. The sea turtle was done with clear, and I started out, I stamped it, then I did it with a layer of clear all over both turtles. You know, one is fully on there, and then one is off. And then I did a layer of clear on them. And then I did a layer of turquoise on both of them. Uh-oh. Okay, it's closed. And then I did a layer of turquoise on them. And I must have gotten some on here. And then I did a layer of... Ugh. And then I did a layer of for the life of me, I can't say it right now. I did a layer of this on it. And then I mixed the two in a little container. See, here's my little container where I mix them. So I have a custom mix now in here of the two of them. And I just mix them ever so slightly in here, just to the ratio that I wanted. And you have to be careful when you're putting them in, because you have to add them as you're doing this, and it's wet and it's hot. So if you want to do this, you have to remember that you can only add them when they're hot, or you have to go back over it either by stamping. You can use your dabber. I did use the dabber at one point to get a area wet again, because it won't emboss if it's not wet. So you have to get it wet again for it to emboss. So that's what you have to do to keep it going. And again, I left some of it out here on the card to look like little bubbles in the sea. I don't know if you can see that on this one. Let's turn that light back on so you can see it here a little bit. On the brown, it's really hard to see. But over here is the mixture that I did. I don't know if you can see it or not. Over here is the mixture. This mixture, oh, that's not the mixture, is this mixture of the two of them. And that's what it looks like. And then I'll just keep that. I didn't put it back in any jar. And then in here, I have a mixture of the next one that I did. And I just keep my custom blends. I don't put them back in the jars. I keep them, you know, for something else that I want to use and things like that. So this book page that I did, I stamped the exact same way, but I have a new color. It's called Vintage Pearl. And I've never used this color before, and I thought, I want to try this color because it looks really pretty. It looks like tea-dye ink is what it reminds me of. So I wanted to try it on a book page. And it's an old book page, so I thought, okay, let's give it a shot. So I took the book page and I stamped butterflies. I don't even know if you can see them. I stamped butterflies. Let me show you the stamp. It's just an old butterfly stamp that I have. It's one of my original stamps that I bought. And I stamped them going this way, and I stamped them going that way. Okay? And I think I bought this stamp at Michael's like 4 or 5 years ago. It was my very first stamp when I started in junk journaling. I don't even think it was junk journaling. I think it was mixed media, because I used to do mixed media all the time. That was my primary focus, was mixed media. And after I stamped it, I inked. I'm gonna have to clean this off. I inked the side of the page with Vintage Photo, and then I took and I poured the Vintage Pearl over top of these, and I embossed it. And while it was hot, I did a second coat, and then I let it cool just for, I don't know, just a couple of minutes, because I wanted it to be cool. And then I took whatever was left on my dauber, whatever was left on here from my Vintage Photo inking of around my book page, and I just went over the page like this. I just went like this. That's all I did. Just like what I'm doing now. Because I wanted to try and highlight those a little bit. And that was it. And then I put a little piece. Now this is bigger than this piece of paper. This book page is bigger than, there's a little tiny piece. Now, like I said, this is a vintage book page, so it's very fragile. But I took a piece of cardstock that looks like this, and it's probably about that big, if that big. I don't even know if it's that big. Yeah, it's about that big. And I rounded the corners. Now, the bottom is only about that big, so it's about the distance between my fingers. And I rounded all 4 corners, and then I attached it to the back so that it would fit on this page. And I don't mind that the edge of the book page is hanging off, so that I could take these and tuck them in, so I could hold on to them like that. But that was the only way I knew that this book page was going to work on this page. That was the only way it was going to work. Otherwise, if I tried to use it, it was going to, I was going to destroy it. So that was, see, and it's even hanging off back here. And that's fine. I don't mind, because I've got plenty of room around here, because I purposely made my book pages smaller. Okay, so today we're going to add color and texture using fabric. And I have these old pieces of saris, and I've had these for a long time too. I have so many things in my stash that I just don't use, that I thought, I have got to get this stuff out and use it, because it just sits there. So I thought, we would pick out a few pieces, and we would, you know what, let's go on and get the page out first so we know how big. Actually, we're going to do 2 of them since we have 2 signatures. So let's get the page out. In this, I considered the epic fail, because I do not like watercolors on my modeling paste. I do not like it at all. And I did not like, down here, I did not like the stamping of it. Now, I do like the watercolor on the paper, and we will do that again, but I do not like the watercolor on the modeling paste. So, as an experiment, I have learned that I do not like that. So, I will have to try something else. So, let's see, where do I want to put fabric? I think I want to put fabric right here. So, I am going to, see, what page am I pulling out? Is it this one? Yes. All right, so I think I want the fabric right here. So I need to figure out, oh, now that's cute. I could make a little corner tuck there. I could cut that out. Now, I might have to put a piece of cardstock behind it to add a little support to it. Yeah, I buy this and put it away, and then I forget I have it. I think that's what I'm going to do on this one. I think I'm just going to add, I don't know, let me cut this. Let's cut this piece of off here, and let's see how sturdy that is. I don't know, it might be sturdy enough right there. Let's turn this over so I can see it a little bit better. Okay. Oh, isn't that pretty? Now, we'll put this little piece up here in the Bipply Bop drawer. Let me move my drink out of the way. Now, yeah, that might be okay just on its own. I think we will have to use Fabri-Tac. And that'll be a nice soft one. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to open this. Yeah, there's not much. I don't have much Fabri-Tac left in this bottle. And what's left is all running to the top. Okay. Okay. Now, I want this to sit sideways. Okay, let's put this piece right here. That's really pretty. I like that. And I'm going to let this dry before I put it back in the book. Now, where are my paper towels here? Because I do need to wipe this off over here. Now, I left this up here and over here. Kind of like a tuck. But I'm thinking I might need to go across the top, because since we're not covering that. I don't know. We'll wait and give it a try before I do that. We'll wait. Maybe we'll use more than that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that flower gorgeous? All right, so maybe we'll use that piece. All right, so I'm going to let this piece dry before I do anything else with it. I'm going to sit it aside. Let's see, will that piece fit on any of our other pieces? So let's put this page up there. And what if we put this inside? Oh, I like that on the inside. So let's put that up there until we get our second page here and the second signature. Let's see what else we have. All right, paper towels. I don't need you, and I don't need you. Oh, that's pretty. That is very pretty. Okay, you can come out. Well, let's see if we have something we can decorate this with. Since we haven't decorated that yet. Oh, what about this? Oh, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? But I think that would be a little much. Let me put it on there and see when I close it. If it closes. Yeah, I think that's going to be too much back there. So let's put that one over there. I think we're going to need something a little flatter on there. Oh, that's pretty. Where'd that envelope go? Okay, I've already lost the envelope, you guys. Okay, let's find something that will go here and here. Oh, let's take this envelope out. I really like this no-sew style that I can take things out and work on them. It's quite easy to work on things. That one's not quite big enough. Okay, so this one would work over here, and it's got the same colors as that. Is that the right side? Or is this the right side? I think this is the right side. Okay, now where'd those little scissors go? That is a really good question. Here they are. So let's trim this bottom off here. And maybe put this right through the middle. Where's my fold? Right through there. And I think I might want to make this, do we want to make that a little belly band someplace? Oh, good gracious, what are they barking at? Well, they're barking at nothing, except their imagination. Hold on, let's close the door. It's all in their imagination. Maybe we'll use that for a belly band. Okay, let's put that up there so we remember we want that for a belly band. What about that? Oh, that looks pretty. Let's use that piece. And I think that might be the bottom. Okay. So let's put... Oops, I got a big air bubble. Come on. Oops, I think the bottle might finally be giving up the ghost here. He's finally saying, I'm done. I've had it with you. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Get the last little bit out of the nozzle here. I have no idea what they're barking at. There it is. Now, I need to make sure I don't glue it closed. And I don't want to go heavy here in the middle. And all that's behind it is the same amount of that antique book page that I used before. All right, this is empty now. So I will get out another one. But first, I want to spread this out here a little bit. I don't know where my paper towel went, so we'll get it. We're going to put that down. I want that to be safe. Here he comes to tell me. There we go. Okay, it's down and it's going to stay down. Okay, now where'd my paper towel go? Because I want to get this off of my finger before I touch anything. Okay, so we need to trim across this top. So let's get our fabric scissors here. Oh, we don't have a lot to trim. Just a little bit. Now, I think what we might do is maybe take a little piece and make a tag, or maybe the front of a journaling card. There. Okay, so I do need to put a little bit right in here. So I wonder if this Scotch glue stick will hold that. I think it might. I think it might. Yeah. Just like that. There we go. All right, let's get that empty bottle out of here. There we go. I think that'll work. Now, I think I want to go on and make my journaling card to put in there, where I cut some of those little sequins are all over the table now. Oh, now that'll look pretty. That's one side, and there's the other side. So, now this is the back of it. So, I think the back, I think I want it to be a little bit brighter. Since you're not really going to see it, I think I want to go with the orange. And maybe... let's see if... and the orange has pink and blue in it. Oh, here's some that has pink and blue in it. Just like it. And I wonder if it actually came off of the same piece. Or close to it. So let's see here. Let's maybe put that piece there. I don't know, because it's awfully small. But I think I will cut this orange right here at the fold, or right before the fold, right there where the paper is. Right there. So let's take that off. Now I'm going to use that glue stick, maybe not. I'm going to use this glue stick to put this piece down. And I want it to sit right there. Just like that. And then I'll come in and I'll cut that piece, but I don't want this to move. Okay. So let's see if this holds it. And if not, I'll come back in maybe with some, I've got another bottle of that Fabri-Tac I can open. It's right over here by my arm. And then we'll go on and make our journaling card. And then we'll trim this off. Now let's get this. Okay, now my fabric scissors. Now I'm going to cut it. See where that that book page ends? That's where I'm cutting it. And I'm pulling it up a little bit off of the glue to do it, but that's all right. I can put it back down. I don't want it to be in that fold, because it will be very bulky if it is. And I'm going to have to glue that back down. And I think I'm going to have to glue this book page back down. I think I pulled it up too. Yes, I did. So I got to glue my book page back down here. So let's get this back down. Come on, behave yourself. Oops, got fabric on there. Okay, I don't want fabric on there. Okay, so now everything's done there. So now let's trim off the top here. Now, I'll round both corners at one time. There we go. Now, let's do the bottom. Now, if you'd like that, leave that hang. Just leave it hang. It's not going to hurt anything. Which is exactly what it wants to do. It does not want to cut. It's saying to me, I don't want to cut off. Just leave me alone. Now, that little piece right there, I really like that. So I'm just going to save it for a cluster. And they're going to go up there in the Bibbly Bop drawer. But this stuff here is going to the trash. Okay, now over here, where'd that blue piece go? This blue piece, oh, see, it's not wide enough, which I don't really mind. What about yellow? What's on the yellow? I think it goes this way. That's interesting, isn't it? That is interesting. Let me look at that. That is interesting. That is a big, bright page. I don't know. I think I like this blue better. What about this blue? This blue's a little more subdued. Let's see if I like that one. So it's that one or that one. All right, you guys, you're going to have to vote and tell me. It's going to be 1. This is 1 or 2. So I'm going to ask you. For this page, 1 or 2. So here they are. I think I would put it this way, though. 1 or 2. Or there are others here. So, you know, if there's another you think that would look better. Okay, so this is ready to go back in. I think it'll be all right like it is. But that one's waiting for your answer. 1 or 2. Oh, I like that. Okay, so now let's make our... I think I want my belly band right here. And this is what I want for the belly band. And it's going to need to go this way. And to make it nice and tight, because it's not long enough to wrap around and over. Let's see what it looks like on this. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on this cardstock here. And that way, yeah, that way I can make it nice and tight. All right, so let's mark it here. And I can make it a little bit shorter. Like right there. Oops, sorry, glue stick. Okay, come on, straighten up. All right, so let's grab our paper cutter right here. And let's trim the width of this. Okay. Now I can see everything. I don't even think I asked you guys how you're doing today. I hope you're having a great day. I need to turn it this way so I can get everything on the page or on here. Make sure it's straight. Needs to go right there. Yeah, I don't mind if it's a little bit narrower, which I think is what I'm going to do. Okay, now let's make sure we're straight. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's grab our tacky or our Fabri-Tac here. Brand new bottle, so we are ready to go. Maybe. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to spread this out. Maybe. Okay. Make sure I have the right side here. Okay, I do. Okay. And scoop this over. Make sure it's nice and snug. Now I'm going to turn it to the back to make sure I've got everything where I want it. And take this and go up the back. And as you can tell, it is not straight. But that's okay because I'll take my scissors and I'll pull it up here a little bit. And I can trim it. I can pull the edges. Because I've got a couple of seconds here to at least make sure I'm not sticking out where I don't want to be sticking out. Okay. I just want it to be snug so that when I put it down on my page, okay, I'm going to put this up here and this one actually. I'm going to put it up here because the other one has all that other fabric there. And I can use my art glitter glue to put this down because I'm just putting paper to paper. But it's a little heavy, so I want to make sure I have plenty of glue on it. Even if it comes out a little bit onto the fabric, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this over. And anything that seeps up, I'm going to make sure, or seeps out. See, I'm making sure I wipe off because there's something on that page and I don't want it to stick to that page. I don't mind anything that sticks to this fabric. I just don't want it seeping so much that it's going to stick to that page. All right, so now we have some fun fabric in there, adding some... Excuse me, I am so sorry. Oh, now we have a fun belly band in our journal. What are these? What are these little lovelies? Oh, look what we have to play with. Ooh, maybe I'll play with these next. I have a, my husband brought back when he was in Japan, he brought the two of us back Japanese kimonos and shoes and socks and, you know, the whole 9 yards. So I have a Japanese kimono downstairs. He has the one that he wore when he was over there working. And he said to me the other day, now they've been hanging down there for 40 years, so I'm sure they're ready to could just about fall apart. And he said the other day, you need to just take those kimonos and do something with them. So we might do that too. So I really want to do something with this, either in this journal or our next journal. And I can't decide. So if we use it in our next journal, I'll put it in the planning book and you'll see it there. And there's a couple of these pieces like that blue one that I think that I'll probably use in that next journal because I have another piece that goes with it that I think would go nicely with it. And now that I remember what I have, we can make some fun flips with them. So I want to keep that one, and I'll keep it with those. You know, we'll make some fun little fabric flips because I'm already planning our next journal, and I'm looking forward to, oh, that one's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, see, so many fun things that, you know, we buy, we put back and say, I'll save this for a special journal, and then we never use them. That's exactly, you know, that is exactly what I did with these. I put them back and I said, oh, I'll use these in a special journal, and that was 4 years ago. And how many journals have I made since then? Many, many special journals, and I have never used them. Oh, look how lovely that piece is. Wow. Wowza, wowza. So we're going to start using some fabric in our journals. And I want to thank you guys for joining me today as I added fabric to my journal and I had some fun. And I hope you had fun too. And I hope you get out some fabric scraps. Wow. Look at that. And I hope you get out some fabric scraps and you add some fabric scraps to your journal. Even if you've taken an old pillowcase or an old pair of jeans and you've cut it up. I have cut up old pair of jeans before. I love taking the pocket off an old pair of jeans and actually making a pocket with it. That was one of the first things I did, and I shared it on YouTube, and now everybody does it. So that's a lot of fun to do. So I will share how to cut that off and show you guys how to do that. That's a lot of fun. And I'll also show you what I put in mine. So there we go. Everything's put back together. I can put that back in the bag. And we'll save that for another time. There we go again. I'm telling you, we're going to save it for another time. Oh, we never made our journaling card, did we? Darn! See, I always forget to do something, don't I? So let's make our journaling card real quick. Okay, so here it is. Let's make sure this will fit. Where did our envelope go? We can do this. Let's make sure it'll fit in here. Oops, I did glue it together. I told you I would glue it together, didn't I? So let's make our journaling card. Yep, it'll fit right there. Okay, so we do need this, as I like my journaling cards to have rounded edges. There we go. We got our rounded edges, and we can put that back. Now, what are we going to put on our journaling card? Do we want to use a piece of our fabric? Do we want to use a piece of our, a piece of this that I've cut out? Oh, I know what we can look in here. We'll look. We've got some of that. Let's see what all we have in the folder of things that we've cut out. Yeah, in the planning folder that we have. Let's see what all we have in here that we can use. Because I have all kinds of things cut out in here that we can use. Let's see. Oh, let's use this. I like that right there. That's kind of cute. But you know what we're going to need to do? We're going to need to ink this. Yeah, I think we're going to need to do some inking. So we're going to need to do some inking because we are not going to be able to have that so bland. That is for sure. So let's move some of this up here out of the way. You know what? I got a better idea. Let's get some of that paper. And let's get a little piece of that paper to put underneath it because I just got an idea. Now, where... Yeah, we'll put this under it for inking. Come here, you. All right, so I'm going to use Scorched Timber and Frayed Burlap, and they're both oxides. Now, I'm just using the Scorched Timber around the edge of this. And this is from that pack of Simple Stories that I told you about that I got from scrapbooking.com. And then on here, I want to use the Frayed Burlap. Frayed Burlap is a little bit lighter, so I want to use that one first. To me, it looks a little bit like mud in my garden. That's about what the mud looked like when I was out in my garden. It's kind of a muddy brown, a little bit yellow. But that's against this. See, here it is. This is the Frayed Burlap on a book page. Okay. It's not one of my favorite browns, but it'll do. And then over top of it, I'm using the Scorched Timber to kind of darken my edges up a little bit here. Okay. And I know you're wondering, why are you doing all that if you're just going to cover it up? Well, I'm going to show you why. Because I want to take a piece of this. You know, I don't want it to just look like that's there all by itself. You know, it's just hanging out all by itself. I want to put a piece of this there. Like that. And I want a piece of this. And that's kind of how I want it. I want it kind of lopsided. I want it like that. And I want that straight. Kind of straight. Not even necessarily straight. There we go. Just like that. But I want it against that cardstock. Okay. So let's glue these two pieces down. Get you guys down. And then, oops, hold on a minute. Before I do that, I want to put through there. Well, you'll have to dry because I'll come back and put more glue on you. Unless I can get this done before you Yeah, I can do this. You can glue down. I'll just take the legs off of it. Okay, here's what I'm doing here. Let me scoot this over so you can see me. Make sure you can see me. Okay, you can. All right, so this is just kind of laying whoop-de-doodles on here, like that. And I am taking, I'm taking this and I'm cutting the legs off of, let me make sure this is the one that's going to fit. Yeah, I'm cutting the legs off of one of my little brads. This is just one of my little Tim Holtz mini brads. And I think to make sure it sticks really well, oh, come here. Darn it. Just put a great big blob of glue on it, and then I'm putting another blob of glue right there at the top of that. There. Now, I'm going to have to wait a couple minutes for this to dry, but there, right, just like that. And then when it's dry, I'm going to come back. Actually, I can do it right now, I think. I'm just running what was left on the dauber over the paper. Like that. And that's going to be our journaling card. Now, if you wanted to add, you know, some kind of words to it or something like that, you could. But since it's a journaling card, I don't want to add words to it because, you know, I might want to write something on it. Even though I'm not a real journaler in my, get off of there, in my books, this book I might want to, like I might want to write down what I used, which is probably, now where does the top go for these? Which is probably what I would do in this instance. Because this was fun. And I enjoyed today. So that is going to be our journaling card. So there we go. So that's going to go in there. And we've added some fun paper. There we go. But we need to wait for that to dry before we can put that in there. And that would stick out like that. Or we could put it, you know, anywhere we wanted. So there you go. Oh, now I'm getting hiccups. Oh my gosh. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And I want to thank you for all the new subscribers that we're getting. And I want to thank you for sharing the videos and for coming along and having some fun with me. And for all the fun comments. And I'm having so much fun with you guys. And really enjoying everything. And I hope that you're enjoying it too. And there's the journaling card for anybody that missed the final piece. And I hope that you're enjoying it too. And I hope that you've made a journal and that you're creating along with us. Because I think it's really been a lot of fun. And I hope that you get out some old fabric. Maybe you have an old pillowcase or a piece of cotton, you know, someplace that you can, maybe you want to dye with some inks. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Maybe we'll do that. Or that you've already dyed and you just keep sitting around and you keep thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Well, now you do. Now you can add it to your journal and you can have some fun with it. So, you know, there's always something that we can do with our fabric in our journals. You can add them all over the place. And I think I've showed you a couple different ways that you can do it. And we're going to save some of our fabric. Just like I showed you, I'm going to save some of it. And we're going to add it in an upcoming journal. So, until I see you again in our next video, ta-ta for now.